chance trying to record for a minute while I drive around. So I got to meet up with a bunch of friends that I haven't seen in a long time. Like 7 years. Long time. And it was really good catching up. And they were all like, "Where have you been?" And I was like, "Good question." Well, I was actually living in Texas for a few of those years. So that accounts for like half the time I've been non-existent. And then so I promised a few of them that I was going to keep better contacts and make time to hang out with them. A couple of them this month. One of them for sure before Christmas. Sorry, that was like a really awkward, busy street. So, it was really good to see my old friends and like talk about silly stuff like when we were back in school. And yeah, it's just crazy because I met these people when I was at music school, and we were talking about like our old teachers and how we struggled so much in music school. If you've never been to music school and you don't know anybody that's actually been to music school, you'll be surprised to find out how difficult and time consuming it is, because they have to jam a lot of education into a small amount of time. So in order to make it more affordable, you'll take an hour class like 3 times a week, but you'll only get like 1 credit hour for it, even though you're consuming the same amount of time as like 3 hours. That sort of thing. And then you've got like maybe 3 or 4 of those in your schedule. Oh shoot, man, can you go around? Okay. Anyway, so, and then you have like your band and orchestra rehearsals, and then your lessons and practicing. Like, we often compared it to going to law school or medical school, because you literally consume the same amount of time honing your craft. Like, you can either spend like 4 or 5 hours a day in the library studying your terminology and your cases, case studies, that sort of thing. Or you can be a musician and you can spend 4 hours a day in a practice room or more. I mean, the people who went for performance, like, they would spend like 8 hours a day in a practice room and do their classes. So, and it's really difficult too. They hold you to a pretty high standard. Basically, as soon as you start music school, you are a professional. And that is what they told us, like, first day, dictation, 8 a.m. Monday morning. Congratulations, you're a professional. All of your classmates are going to be your peers. So you need to be professional, you need to be kind, and you need to be accountable, like showing up to class on time and making sure you know your parts in rehearsal, because you will be hammered to the wall. Because you don't want to be the person that didn't practice and then, you know what I mean? Everyone else knows their part, and then you screw up your entrance, and then it just derails the whole rehearsal because you were a D-bag and couldn't take a couple hours to practice your part. And so yeah, a lot of other programs you can just go to your classes, study maybe an hour or 2 a day, and then be fine, but not so much. So I mean, it was so difficult, but it was so rewarding. And it's kind of funny, my buddy Pizzle was talking about how he was getting high scores in classes, and he felt like he didn't grasp the material that well, or, well enough to warrant the letter grades he was getting for it. It's like a rudimentary understanding of it, but now that he is graduated and a professional, like, he knows that stuff like the back of his hand, and he's like, oh, this was the understanding that I wish that I had at the time I was getting those A's. But yeah. So, and it's really easy to burn out as a music educator. Being a teacher of any kind is super thankless. But being a music teacher is really rough. There's no way to teach music or play music without being emotionally engaged. So it's very draining. And just because you're a good musician doesn't mean you're going to be a good teacher. So, you know, that's just like some of the stuff that we were talking about. And yeah, it's crazy. I miss having them in my life. So I need to rearrange things and just do better and make more time for them. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I think every time I do a video in the car, it's going to be in a completely different place. Different angle. This time I have it sitting in front of my odometer because I'm sweet like that. Oh my gosh. The weather is so dry right now. My hair is chock full of static. And oh my gosh, it was just bothering me. It kept like fraying out and making the crackling noises. So I put it back in a ponytail, well, in a messy bun, just to get it out of my face while I was hanging out with my mom and our friends. And then I walked outside to the car and I was like, oh God, big mistake, big mistake. Like, pretty woman shopping in a boutique, big mistake. Oh, shouldn't have done it. Oh, that reminds me, I should just take it down right now because I am not going to be happy getting my ears all frigid when I get out of the car again. I am so flipping tired today. I didn't sleep well last night because I knew I had to wake up early. And anytime I do that, it just kind of like stresses me out to think about waking up early, I guess. And it keeps me up most of the night. And then it was a makeup kind of day. So then I had just completely run out of / didn't have time to drink any coffee today. So now I have a headache. And that's annoying. So I think even though it's like 7 o'clock right now, I'm going to go home and take off my makeup and go to sleep. Or I guess maybe put this together and upload it as is. Who knows? Probably, because I don't think Joey's going to be up for doing anything later because he's still feeling not that well since his shoulder injury. Oh my gosh, it's like a free-for-all. You heathens! So yeah, sorry today was so boring, and that it was just me today. But thanks for joining me for Vlogmas. We'll see you tomorrow.